Hey everybody, this is a new thing I'm trying. This is Gord The Goose Top 5, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 for the NES. Um, Everybody does top 5 videos. This is just my experiences with the NES and my memories. I got mine back in 1988 for Christmas, and I got a few games with it. Double Dragon 2, Mario 3. I had Super Mario and Duck Hunt, which came with the system. Um, it was way after the NES was released back in 1985, so it was out for a few years. I hadn't gotten it yet, so it's a great Christmas memory. Um, I believe I got Zelda 2, if I already didn't say that. Um, there was a lot of great games, so this was really tough for me to choose 5 games, but it's mostly not based on gameplay, but my memories. Um, Hope you'll enjoy, and here it goes. Here's number 5. So number 5 is Blades of Steel. It was done by Konami back in 1987. I probably didn't play it right then when it came out. I remember renting it. It's a fun 1-player or 2-player hockey game with some cool fight animations, and not everybody likes hockey, but I'm a big hockey fan, and the other games weren't really that great on the NES. There was ice hockey and Wayne Gretzky's hockey, which you think would be better because it's Wayne Gretzky. I mean, come on. But this was ported over from the arcade, and they did a great job with it. So, but I loved playing this game. Still have fun playing it today. It's a great game. If you haven't played it yet, go check it out. You'll have fun playing it. And stay tuned for number 4. Number 4 for me is Double Dragon 2. Like I mentioned earlier, I had gotten this for Christmas when I got my NES, and it's a 1 or 2-player game. It was released back in 1988, just before I got my NES, and had super fun times playing this with me and my brother. And it's basically just a beat 'em up fight game going through. I think it took me a long time to get through it, but like didn't really have any walkthroughs back then. I remember seeing it or looking at it in an NES Power magazine, I believe, to figure out how to get through some of the parts, and learning about putting it on 2-player B section, so you could actually fight the 2-player, and if you beat them, you take their lives, and then you have more lives to get to the game better. I thought it was really great fun times. You probably would want to try this before you try the first one. The first one wasn't as good. There wasn't as many moves, but a lot of people like this one. I think it's really good, and this is just my opinion, like from my memories playing it. And it's one of the first games I had, so I really enjoyed it. And go check it out, and stay tuned for my third one. Now, wouldn't you guess that number 3 is Super Mario 3? I've did a live stream playing this before. A lot of awesome memories playing this game. It was in the movie Wizard. If you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. It's really good. Showed some secrets in it and whatnot. When I got this, I think I played it more than Mario 1 or Mario 2, which I really had a tough time. I have beaten this game. Took a while, but got through a lot of the levels. If everybody remembers, there was warp whistles and all kinds of different new things in it. The Tanuki Tail and some great levels, like the big level with everything. All the enemies were huge, and Mario was small. Bring back a lot of good memories playing this. Hours and hours and hours just spent playing it. I imagine everybody has probably, this is the one that sticks out more in their mind than most of them. That's why it's at number 3 for me. And we'll move on to my number 2 pick. My number 2 pick is NES Pro Wrestling. It's one of the original black box games that came out. There was a whole whack of them back then. I picked this one because I have really good memory of anytime I got any extra money, I would bike out to the store and rent this from the local store that wasn't that far away from my house, and just play it and play it and play it and play it over and over and over again. I know wrestling fans are not really fond of NES games because a lot of them weren't that great, like the tag team wrestling, the WWF games. I can't remember. There was a few other ones, but I found this one to be the best. Surprisingly, it had some cool moves. Starman was my favorite. I always used him. Used to get in some wicked brawls with my brother about playing it with him. He used to use Amazon and do the scratch and bite moves and cheat. I found it was cheating, but we had a lot of fun with it. You can play it 1 or 2 players. I really enjoyed this game. Like I said, I rented it I don't know how many times, over and over and over again. I think they were getting sick of seeing me. I bring it back, pay again to rent it again. Just unbelievably over and over again. Stay tuned now for my number 1 game. 2 is my #1 game, and this holds a very special place to me in my heart. After the year after I got, well, the next summer anyway, after I graded, after getting my NES, um, where I live now, we used to come up here all the time to go grocery shopping when I was younger, and it was kind of like the big city, because where I grew up was just a small town, and actually where I live now was the store I got it from. It's called Jim's Wen Stop way back in the day, before it became like a corner store. Had a variety of everything in it, and went there, and I hadn't gotten a grading present yet. So I was looking around, and I pretty much just begged to get this game. I had gotten a Nintendo Power from a book fair at school and had seen it in it. And there was a few tips and tricks in it, and just thought the game looked unbelievable. Hadn't played any of the other ones, hadn't seen anything about the first one or anything like that. Just mostly, like I said, in the Nintendo Power. So I convinced my parents to get it and took it home, and man, it was just great. The music was awesome. It was also released back in 1988 by Capcom. Um, the boss fights were unbelievable. I thought they were so cool. I used to sit there and draw the different characters out of it when I used to draw back in the day. Come up with my own levels of thinking, like, and different things. You know, I was a kid, so it took a long time to figure out how to beat the game. Going through it, just getting the different god bosses, what beats who, and who dies faster, why this weapon or that weapon. Like I said, there's no internet back then, no really walkthroughs, so really enjoyed the game. If you'd never ever played this, I would definitely suggest this to be the Mega Man you play. Not that I didn't have fun with the other ones, because I have great memories with them too. Yeah, I think I finally beat it. It was quite a bit later after having it. I remember I was still in school, and was sitting there playing it. It was like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and I was so excited after I beat it, so happy. The ending was just phenomenal and great. I went to school the next day on the bus, and I was, oh, I beat Mega Man 2 last night. It was so awesome, you know, like, and telling my friends about it, and yeah, it was awesome. So I hope everybody enjoyed this walk down memory lane with my top 5s, and I know if you guys got some memories of your NES games, and you got memories of these, and you enjoyed this segment, please leave a like and leave a comment. Tell me something that you remember about one of these games or any games. Like I said, this is really tough because the NES has a huge library of games, and picking five based on just memories, not gameplay, but just memories, was the way I went about it. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later.